Good afternoon and welcome back to our One Heart, One Earth Global Awakening event for November 2020. I am Lisa, your host, and you are on the Buddhist Biohacker channel, which is taken over by our event this week, which has been just awesome so far. I don't know about you guys, but I have lots of energy, and I've been live forever and ever, and it doesn't even matter because it feels like 5 minutes. And I'm so excited and happy to be back on with Eve Crowe. Welcome, Eve.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you back. It's been a while, and I know you've moved and all sorts of things have happened since we talked last, but I'm happy to have you back, and there are so many people that were happy to have you back. And so if you're joining in the live, and you have questions for Eve, you have questions about her journey, or if you want to share your story, your experiences, go ahead and pop those in the comment section for sure. And don't forget, you guys, to click subscribe. We are like 10 subscribers away from 2,200, which would be just amazing to hit today. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I just want to remind you. So Eve, let's just start out with you sharing who you are today.
Who I am today. Okay.
Yeah.
I am a shamanic practitioner, a root core issue healer. That's really the term I like to use. I practice shamanism, I teach shamanism, and that's the vein that I primarily work through. Metaphysician as well, Reiki master. I have a lot of different tools, but my goal and my mission is to help people to clear their core issues and to align to their dream life, to either the career that they want, their beloved life partner, the health that they need, want, and require, or their home, their land, their dream. Yeah.
Oh, I love that so much. And why don't you share a little bit about your own awakening, your own, like, what brought you into all of this?
It's interesting because I could start off by saying my grandmother and great grandmother were really deep healers, but it was never really talked about until I started practicing healing. And then it came out, oh, well, your grandmother and great grandmother would get rid of the evil eye, and they would pray over, all the children and people in the town. And, so I could guess it's in my blood, it's karmic, it's in my astrology chart that it's my mission. But my awakening was when I was 18, I went through the windshield of a car and I had a near death and I was in a coma. And when I came out of it, my face was scarred and I felt very ugly and ashamed to even look at anybody. And people didn't want to look at me because it was like looking at a burn victim. It was painful to look at me. And so this inner love and this inner acceptance of myself started at a very young age. How can I be beautiful inside because I have no beauty on the outside? So it was a really deep teaching at that young age. And because there was a near death, which most shamans go through, I learned how to walk between the worlds. And when I came back from the coma, I knew how to do healings. And I didn't do anything with it right away because I was afraid I would get weird. And so I ignored it. And
Are you back, Eve?
I'm back. All of a sudden, everyone disappeared, and on my screen, I look like I'm sideways.
Yes, it's so weird. You might need to turn your device to go straight. We're all back, folks. You know,
Okay.
it's a lot of light workers on this channel live, so we're bound to have some technical things.
You get a couple of psychics together. There we go. You get a couple of psychics together, and we just start blowing fuses and things.
It's so true. It's bound to happen. And we're live like 60 hours. So if it happens a couple times, it's all okay. We're back. We're back. And I can see on YouTube it's working fine. So here we are. So
what was I saying when we...
You were sharing your awakening story too. So maybe that's what it's all about, is going onto your shamanic journey. Just blew a fuse.
What part did I cut out on?
I have no idea, because it just cut out for me too. It just all like,
yeah. So maybe I'll nutshell it a little bit. So went through the windshield of a car, had a near-death experience, and then started having chronic fatigue because I had soul loss. I had disassociated through the car accident, left my body because it was painful, and had soul loss, and then my body started to break down, and I got chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia and all of that. So I found a shaman, and because the doctors had no clue, no answer for me. This was back in the 80s, and they didn't even know what it was. They were guessing. We think it's this new thing called chronic fatigue. So I found a shaman, and after one session, I was completely healed. And he said, I saw that you disassociated in a very violent car accident. Were you in a really bad car accident? And I said, yes. And so it was very powerful. And in that moment, I thought, I want to do this. I want to step into this. So I stepped into it and started studying shamanism, and was naturally doing psychic readings and tarot readings, became a Reiki master. And when I started studying shamanism, I realized I knew a lot of it already from that near death. A lot of times when you're in a coma, you're learning, you're in school, the spirits are teaching you. And so when I came out of that, I just dedicated my whole life and career to helping people to be the strongest, fullest expression of themselves through shamanism and Reiki and metaphysics and all of that. Yeah.
So amazing. Let's talk about your journey. It's journey to before you were born. Like, what was your inspiration for that? And everyone can go and do the journey, so you don't need to go into it too much detail, but I think I want to hear the inspiration and just a little bit about what folks can expect.
Well, when I was living in San Diego, it was my birthday weekend, and I thought, what do I do? So I went to the Chopra Center for my birthday weekend. And they were doing something where if you give them your astrology information, they would give you the mantra that was vibrating the moment you were born. And I thought, how cool is that, to do that on my birthday, to know what was the universe saying or speaking or chanting or vibrating. So I went and I got my mantra, and then I journeyed to that time period. I said, I want to go back to right before I was born while I was chanting the mantra. And I saw myself talking to the creator and saying, what's it going to be like down there? You know, and I heard, well, you're going to have some things you're going to have to work through, but it's going to be very magical. And I said, okay. And then I let go and saw my spirit come in. And so I thought it would be empowering, because your theme is helping people to remember who we are. And before we're born, we're more of who we are. When we're born, we get our parents and our family and all the influences of ancestors and friends and people. So to go back into the journey and to be able to connect in with the universe, whether it's your higher self, whether it's God, creator, great spirit, the goddess, whoever you resonate with, and maybe you'll find out in that moment when you do the journey who it is for you, because we all have different belief systems and they're all beautiful and vibrant, and to connect in. And you can go back over and over again as well and ask different questions. So perhaps the first time you just have that connection. What was I thinking or feeling before I came in? Is there a chant? Is there a color that was happening that's mine? And then you can go back in and ask questions. What were my contracts that I came here to do in this incarnation? What did I come here to clear? What's my mission? Why am I still stuck financially or with love or community? Or why do I always have health problems? Why can't I ever find my home? You know, you can go back to that moment right before you were born and ask to be shown your Akashic records or your contracts, however it'll happen for you. So I realized that it was something I wanted to share thanks to you. I've never shared this with anyone before. I never even thought to. But when I prayed about it and said, what do I do for this? This is what I was shown to do. And then I realized this is a valuable tool for everyone where you can go back in over and over and over. And you can guide other people back in if you're a practitioner and help them to see what their contracts are and what their agreements are, and then help them to clear. Because once you know it, you can clear yourself a lot easier and install new beliefs and align to who you really want to be. A lot of times we don't know what our issues are and we guess, well, I'll try this session or that session, but you can get a direct revelation through this journey back to right before you were born.
So awesome. And you guys, this journey's free. It's in the oneheartoneearth.net presentation. So when you go there, just click on Eve Crowe and it'll take you right through. And Eve, you were sharing before we went live something that came to you about this journey. Why don't you share that?
That was the piece that I just shared, that you can utilize it over and over again to go back. It's not just a one-time journey to find out, you know, what your mission is or to meet whoever your creator was or what you were vibrating, but there's multiple questions and ways that you can go back over and over again. And if you're a practitioner, you can use it as one of your tools in your toolbox to bring your clients back to that time period before they were born, to help them to glean the information that they need so that they can clear and align. I find a lot of people don't know what their mission is. And when they say that, I don't know what my mission is. What's my mission? This would be a great tool to either have them do the audio or the video, or as a practitioner to take them through it. You're welcome. Anybody's welcome to use it. It's not really mine.
What does remember who you are mean to you now? Like how has that changed this year?
Well, to me, it's going back to the origin of why I really came here, instead of who I am, who am I in the world, what's my name, what's my, you know, agenda and things like that. It's why I really came here. And I've asked the spirits this question before. Why did I come here? And they always say world peace. And I always ask, or I used to ask, why world peace? Why aren't I doing something really global, you know, in massive quantities? And they said, because that's not your way. You like to work with people one-on-one or in groups. And that's your way of helping them to become the best that they can be so that they shine. And then everyone around them, their families, people at the store, the post office, if they're shining and they're up-leveled, then other people heal from that and become inspired from that smile. And that's something that another piece of what I've always done is walked around and smiled at people all the time. And now that we're wearing masks, I heard, you know, to smile with your eyes and just beam yourself so that they know that you're smiling, so that people can feel that healing frequency. So healing for me isn't just someone paying me and taking them through a process. It's walking the talk of it. It's everywhere I go, wanting to be an inspiration and a bright light for everyone.
I love it. I love it so much. What does it mean to be a shaman? Like, what does that mean to you and nowadays?
Well, all I can talk about is my path. There's lots of different shamans in the world, and there's so many different ways that they're working now. For me, it's somebody who is a soul doctor. We could say an old-fashioned, quote, soul doctor, somebody who works with someone's soul and extracts things out of them that is not that aren't supposed to be there, whether it's physical pain, emotional pain, entities, possessing spirits, and filling them back up with parts of their soul that may have disassociated during times of trauma, pain, or suffering. It could be, they also, say that a shaman is a conductor of souls, and you're kind of putting things into order. So maybe there's a ghost in someone's house and we're helping the ghost to go home, and filling the house back up with light. Or maybe your land or your house lost a part of its soul, and we're journeying and getting the part of the soul of the land or the house and blowing that back in. And that's the reason why sometimes you walk into someone's house and it'll feel so good. Wow, this person's house and the land feels great, because the soul has been maintained. And oftentimes when there's been battles and wars and all kinds of different things that have happened, the soul can fragment on the land or the house just as easily as in a person or a pet. And that's another thing. A lot of pets, I had a cat that lived to be 26 years old, and she had kidney failure. And I did soul retrieval on her every 3 or 4 months because she was aging, and I kept filling her up and filling her up and filling her up. And eventually she said, Mom, I have to go now. My body's done and tired. But all of that soul retrieval really kept her around for a long time. And I do that with people's animals all the time. Soul retrieval and extraction if they have a localized pain. Sometimes it's really not arthritis. It's just a blockage of some sort.
Mm-hmm. That's so amazing. What have you seen this year with the folks that you've worked with? Like, what's the theme? Like, what is everybody working on in this global event and this shifting of consciousness? Like, what do you think are the challenges for folks, and what have you seen as the blessings too?
I'm glad you asked that, because I did want to share. What I've noticed is that people are rising to the occasion. People are contacting me and saying, you know what? I didn't like my job anyway. I'm kind of glad I got laid off. Or now that I'm home, working from home, I didn't like the job. Would you help to coach me into a new job? Or I realized I don't really resonate with my life partner. I thought was my life partner, my husband, my wife. Would you help me to move out of that relationship and create something new? So people are creating, and they're discovering what's working for them, and they're realizing what wasn't working for them because they were so busy before that they were just kind of, manually going through life and, okay, that's my husband, that's my wife, and it's all good. But people really are aware, and people are so grateful now because we don't have anything to entertain us. We can't go to concerts and all these things. So we're excited if it's a sunny day and we can walk the beach. The beaches were closed for a long time where I am. We can walk the beach now. That's thrilling. Whereas before, that was old hat. You could walk the beach whenever you wanted. So the gratitude has just, boom, up-leveled so much.
That's awesome. I love that. And in conjunction with that, what do you think about this global awakening? Like, where do you think we're headed? Excuse me.
I think it depends on who you are and what your paradigm is. I just think there's going to be a lot of different splits where certain people are going to have one reality, certain people are going to have a different reality, is what I'm getting. So I don't do a lot with that kind of languaging. What I normally do is just keep hearing. Every time I ask that question, I'll hear, what do you want? Just stick with what you want. Keep stating what you want, and try not, and notice when you're not vibrating with other people anymore, and know that you're just moving into different dimensions and frequencies. Does that make sense?
Totally does. Totally does.
And I've noticed certain people have fallen out of my life like that. And it hasn't bothered me. Just different people that I thought were friends, new people have come in, and new things have happened in ways that haven't made any sense, but have made perfect sense after they've happened. And so I'm finding that just adjusting, and to just keep adjusting and accepting. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, this now. Oh, okay. All right. Do that. Okay. This is happening. Great. Okay. And that's what we have to do, but to stay laser focused with what we do want.
Mm-hmm.
And to keep looking at the one big thing that I'm clearing with people when you asked about challenges, if somebody was in a plague in a previous incarnation and suffered from it or lost family members or loved ones, it rears up now for people. And those are the people that are terrified. And as you know, the terror and the fear lowers the vibration, which lowers the immune system, and they're more likely to get the virus. And so I'm doing a lot of karmic release, a lot of ancestral clearing to help people to release their memories. Now, a lot of people don't realize, oh, this is a subconscious memory that's happening, but it is, because the subconscious doesn't forget, and it says, oh my God, here's a plague again. Remember what happened last time? You know, and things like, you know, being punished, tortured, or killed as a psychic or a healer, all of that stuff is rearing up because back when we had plagues, that's when all of that was happening too. And so it's a ripe time for everyone, for people that are carrying worry and fear, to really do your inner work and clean it up and get it out so that you can be in that higher frequency as much as possible. And yeah, we're human, you know, we have an ego, and you know, the ego is going to jump in and try to make us upset. But as soon as you notice that, oh, there's that ego again. Hi, what do I want? I want to claim that I'm radiant and that my life is flowing beautifully and I have everything that I want, need, and desire. And so that's the what I'm helping people with, is noticing what their stuff is, noticing what they're thinking in their verbiage, and not spiritual bypassing by just saying, look at it different, but helping them to dig it out, clear it out, and then align them to new thoughts and frequencies so they can enjoy their lives. Because you can enjoy your life right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can. I'm enjoying my life right now.
Yeah, it's been a good year. I can't complain either.
Yes, yes. I feel more on fire with my mission because so many people are ready to do their inner work because A, they have time, more time, and B, they know, people just know that it's important right now so that they can move to a higher vibration and to have the career that they want. There's a lot of career shifts, people starting their own businesses now. And that's one of my favorite things, is to help people to start their own business and how to maintain it and how to prosper with it and all of that. So I love being a dream maker for people.
Julie has a question. She said, you mentioned you do work with animals. Have you noticed changes with animals throughout this time, or the connection of animals and humans?
I have not. No.
Okay. It's a good answer. I mean,
I have not noticed the difference. I've noticed a lot more lost pets. I have noticed that. People losing their pets. And I've had a lot of people call, and I have a special technique that I do for that. And it's worked every time except once, just recently with this one dog. And but it's a beautiful technique and it works. So that's the only thing I have noticed with pets, is them getting lost easier. So I just tell people, you know, hold on to that pet and make sure you know where they are and it's fenced in if they're outside.
Yeah. What do you think that's about? Why do you think the pets are wandering off?
Well, I just feel like the whole world is moving faster and everything's different and the frequencies aren't the same anymore. And we can't just assume that everything's the same when we walk out in the world anymore. So I think we're all just a little bit more aware, alert, and present. Mm-hmm. And animals aren't taught to do that. Be more aware, alert, and present when you go out there and, you know, play in the grass. They need to just be more aware, alert, and present. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. I want to give you some space to share a few things. One is what you're offering to everybody for this awakening event, but also what you have to offer in general. You know, how can folks access you? What kind of things do you do? Because you do a lot of cool things. So I wanted to give you some space today to share that with everybody.
Oh, thank you. My offering today is a 15-minute tarot reading. And 15 minutes goes by pretty fast. So if you pick one subject, something you'd like some information about, and it could be something that maybe what is my mission? That's something that I really like to work with people about. What's my ideal, next career? Or it could be, what is my root core issue around health, love, or prosperity, something like that. So that's my offering, 15 minutes, whether it's on Zoom, whether it's on the phone. We can figure that out. Best way to reach me is to text me. Do you want me to give that information, or is that
That's up to you. If you want to give it, go ahead.
Yeah, I like texting better than email because so much goes into all of these different delete and junk boxes. My cell is 239 area code 658-4144. Again, 239-658-4144. And that's my cell number. So that's my offering. And I did it last time when there was a summit with Lisa, and I met the most amazing, fabulous people. And I just loved it. And I loved giving. There was something about the giving that created so much fullness for me. And I think that's important for all of us to tithe our time, as well as our we all tithe financially and donate and things, but to tithe our time is a really nice thing to do as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I do a lot of different things. I do psychic readings with the tarot cards, or straight channeling. I have lots of audios and videos on my website for sale. I teach people how to read cards, tarot part 1 and part 2, which people love because people get the cards, they get so confused. There's 78 cards. What's the major arcana, the minor? But I break it down in a way that it makes perfect sense to people. And then in the second tarot video, I teach all the different spreads, the 3 card, the 5 card, the Celtic cross, how to do a yes or no question. And so I wanted to share that because I think just having some cards is such a fun way to get together with people. Even if you're not an experienced psychic reader, it's just a beautiful thing to do. And people love the cards. They light up when the cards come out. I know when I get together with my friends, we try to do a lot of different things, but before you know it, one of us says, get the cards, it just is the way it is. It's just beautiful and fun and mystical, and you go into another realm.
Mm-hmm.
Also on my shop page, I'll talk about that, and then I'll talk about my sessions.
Yeah.
I have a past life regression teaching and a karmic release teaching. Those are 2 healing modalities that I do, that I have, that you can buy and learn for different people that want to increase their toolbox, different healers. And I did a lot of shamanic Sundays, which were hour-long shamanic gatherings. Full moon, new moon, meet your power animal, meet your soulmate, prosperity, all different things that I did through the beginning of the pandemic every week. And so now they're for sale on my shopping page for $10 each. And you can just go through and peruse through, like, oh, a full moon's coming up. Maybe I'll watch that one. And, because time and space doesn't matter. You can go into a video and audio, and you can still capture it live, just like what we're doing here, and everything from this awakening and the past summit. You can still tap into the frequency. It's not as though it's in the past. It's still fully alive. So those are the things I'm offering on my shop page. What I'm most in alignment with right now, I'm doing a lot of shamanic coaching and shamanic mentoring on Zoom or on the phone, depending on people's preference. And shamanic coaching is just like regular coaching. You pick a goal. I would like to start my own business, or come into alignment with my beloved life partner, or I want to have 100% health, something like that, or my dream home, living off grid on a conscious community, whatever it is. And I take you through a series of journeys. And so you're learning shamanism, you're learning the basics of how to journey your power animal, how to connect in with your teacher, but you're also receiving information and getting healing and getting coached all at the same time. People love that. It's really, really fun and exciting, and I love it. And then the shamanic mentoring is for people that are already practicing shamanism, that want to start learning. How do I do a power animal retrieval? How do I, clear land? And so I do it sometimes in very small groups or one-on-one. I don't do large groups of mentoring because I want to be able to watch people on Zoom to make sure they're doing it properly. I don't just give information that are deep advanced teachings and just say, here, go do it. That's not ethical to me. So that's one-on-one, or it's a small group. And I teach you different forms, and then I watch you to make sure you're doing it right. You practice on people that live with you or that you feel comfortable having with you. And there's one gal I've been working with. She's doing so well that I'm going to be sending my overload. You know, a lot of time I have a wait list by the end of the week, and I'm going to start sending them to Corinne because she has mentored with me, and I know that she knows her stuff, and she's good and she's aligned. I had her work on me. I've had her work on some of my clients. And it's easier to refer people to somebody that you've trained because you know that they know what you know, instead of guessing. Well, I hope it works. You know, people listen to me when I say go to this person, and I want to make sure that I've received from that person, I've trained that person to know that it's an ethical match. So I also do past life regression, where I go in and change the outcome a lot because your subconscious doesn't know the difference. You can go in and have this horrible past life where you were punished, tortured, or killed for being psychic or being a woman or whatever it was, the Holocaust. And you can go in and right before it happened, there's a way of changing the outcome so the subconscious forgets the trauma, and then the body and the mind and spirit can release the trauma. And that's been really, really beautiful for people and freeing. People just are completely different after and feel as though they're out of some kind of emotional prison that they were once in. So I love doing that. I love all the modalities. What else? I do my 4 series. That's the biggest thing that I've been doing.
Yeah, I was going to say, share about your 4 series.
I know. How did I forget that? The 4 series happened very organically, where I would do soul retrieval, then I would do karmic release, and then I would do subconscious alignment, and then I would do the ancestral clearing. And I would do these 4 sessions, and people's lives started changing. Their income started doubling and tripling. They would meet their life partner, women that hadn't had a date in 20 years. Their health was better. Everything would change. People move often. If they want to move, they always make a move 6 months after. So I started noticing something's happening here. I'm going to call it the 4 series. And I started calling it that probably 14, 15 years ago or something. And now I have lists of testimonials from people. And I just feel so blessed that this came to me to do these healings in this way and for people's lives to change. So it's 4 hours of their life. It's 1 hour a week. You listen to an audio to keep aligning and filling up. And it's just a big life review and clean out, where you clean out your subconscious from all your karma. You align to the life that you want. Because everybody's even saying, finally on YouTube, people are saying your subconscious makes 95% of your reality. Well, we've known that, all of us healers, for a long time, but people are confirming it now on YouTube, and I'm grateful. And whatever's happening in your life is a product of what your subconscious believes. So if you want to change, you have to get into your subconscious and change it, clear the karma, and release yourself from your hereditary bloodline and all of what they went through. That's a really big one. And that's the 4th session. So they all build upon each other, because when we're born, we have our own karma. Then we feel what our mother feels the first 2 years. We're in her womb. We get all of her feelings, beliefs, and emotions. We come out of the womb. She's holding us, with us for 2 years. We get all of mom's stuff, all of our hereditary bloodline. We get all of their stuff. And then we try to do life, And so, and I'm working on a lot of kids now, which I love. There are parents that are saying, would you take my children through the 4 series? Ages 6 to 12, a lot of kids this past year. I can't imagine what my life would have been like if I had gone through the 4 series that young, to be able to clean out all of that so that they have this fresh outlook on life, all the lenses from the previous lives, all of the cords and attachments from all the ancestors, massacre, not there. Stepping into life,
You froze. Oh no.
Again, I'm back. Do you see me?
I do. I see you. You're back.
We're starting to have a little bit of rain and maybe a little storm here. So, so those are my offerings. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Those are my main offerings. Of course, I do Reiki. You know, I teach people Reiki, and I've been a Reiki master for a long time, and I send Reiki to people before they have operations and after. Oh, one thing I wanted to share. After women have a baby, oftentimes they call it postpartum blues. What I found is that they're disassociating, they're leaving their body while they're having contractions, having the baby. It's painful, of course. We disassociate and leave our body because the pain is too much. Whether we lose a parent, lose a spouse, fall off a bike, get into an accident. But when you're having a baby, you're disassociating because the pain is so great. And so after they have the baby, then I do a soul retrieval and find the soul parts back. There's actually a dimension in the upper world where pregnant women, I see them in there, you know, suffering. I gather the soul part, blow it back into them, and then they're fine. And I wish I could tell the doctors, but they're, you know, they're not going to believe me anyway, right?
Well, I love it. And you have so much to offer, so many gifts to share. It's just so wonderful. And, you know, before we wrap up, you know, what is it you want to share with everyone? Like, what's your words of wisdom for this time?
I would say for this time is to be as grateful as possible and have a gratitude practice. I have two people that I send 3 gratitudes per day. I have one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast. So when, you know, earlier in the day, I send my 3 gratitudes for the day. And what it does is it helps me to move through my day and really pick out what were the gifts in today, in this present moment. And I text them to her. And then before I go into dream time, I text the West Coast gal because it's earlier there, and we text each other. So it's a way of building community with 2 people and sharing your day, you know, kind of recapitulating, going through your day and being grateful for what's happening. Because so many times by the end of the day, we're tired and we haven't gotten through everything on our list, right? And but if you really look at what you've done and what you've been grateful for, it creates this beautiful, powerful uplift, and it raises your vibration. It creates a lot of prosperity, and you go into dream time, you dream well, you wake up in the morning and you're excited for your next day. How you go into dream time is another message I'd love to share, is just as important as your waking hours. If you prepare your bedroom, put on, you know, a diffuser with some nice essential oils or some sage or incense, light a candle or put an electric candle on, a little bit of music, get your bed nice and warm, whether you have a heating pad or whatever it is, roll it down. Just like if you went to an inn and the bed sheets were rolled down, make it beautiful for yourself. Get yourself ready. Get your room ready an hour before you go into dream time, and then get yourself ready. Let go of everything that happened, do your gratitudes, and then slip under the covers and just let go and go into dream time. And sometimes you can have an intention. I'd like to have a healing in my dream. I'd like to have, you know, my mother or father who passed, or bear, my power animal, to come visit me in dream time. Dream time in shamanism is, again, just as important as the waking hours. And to also catch yourself, another word of wisdom is to catch yourself. What is that constant thought that the ego is planting? It's not you, but that constant, this isn't going to work out. The government's going to do this. I'm not safe because of that. There's a lot of that that runs through and courses through our minds every day. And to start noticing it as though it's something else, like, oh, there's that thought again. Thank you. Goodbye. There's that thought again. Bye. And just allowing it to be separate from you, to notice it and to let it go instead of ingesting it, feeling it, fearing it. That's a big one. That's my spiritual practice right now. And the other one is forgiveness. forgiving as many people as possible, not condoning for their behavior, but forgiving them, releasing the pain, the energetic hold and the pain, and forgiving yourself for not being more. Because oftentimes it does boil down to ourselves, or forgiving ourselves for making the choice. I chose this person, now I'm in pain. I chose that job, now I'm in pain. And the biggest inspiration is to keep healing yourself. There's so many beautiful healers on this awakening that you've brought together. I'm just amazed. I look at every single picture and I want to work with every single person. And it's just vibrant. And keep working with people and keep healing yourselves, and keep listening to all of these audios and videos and everything that we're sending, because they're tools that you can have for life and you can utilize them over and over again. And we're here for you. If you feel connected to me or whoever else, we're all here for you. That's why we're here. And I'm so grateful for you, because I can't believe how psychic, intuitive, and of a healer you are, and that you're able to do all of this technology. It's so impressive to me, because most of us healers are not techie at all. And you've just put this together. Even the trailer for this, the music, everything has just been so advanced and beautiful and spiritual, and visually, your e-blasts, everything is visually just exquisite. So thank you.
Thank you, Eve. I love doing all of it. I love it all. I love it all. And I love you. I'm so happy you're a part of this also. You always have so many cool things to share with us.
Thank you so much. I'm honored that you asked me to be a part of this again, and of the first one. So.
Yes. So would you like to be part of something we're going to do here? Because there's a lot of you guys watching that have been on with me since 7 a.m. Mountain Time. It's 2:45 p.m. Mountain Time. So I've been on for 8 hours, and a lot of you have been on with me. So I thought, what if we had a little afternoon dance party? Because I don't know about you, but I got to stand up and move a little bit. Eve, do you want to stay on for a little afternoon dance party?
I could for about 10 minutes. I have a client.
Let's do it. I have one song, so it won't even be 10 minutes. Everybody out there, we love our David Bowie over here, right or wrong. We love David Bowie, and he has a song called Heroes, right? Heroes, David Bowie. We all are heroes. So I thought, what a great way to do this. And I'm also going to stand up. So let me share my screen. And I apologize, you're going to have to look at my iTunes wall, but whatever. So I want you guys to stand up. I want you guys to, and I'm going to do it too. We're going to just, well, let's do this together. Eve and I are brave, so you guys should do this with us. But here we go. Let's move our bodies. Let's see here if it'll play. Here we go. Let's see. I gotta find the song. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I thought I was ready, but I wasn't. Okay, here, song. Yeah, play. Here we go. There's somebody dancing out there.
Just one day. I'll drink all the time. 'Cause when it's a fact. Yes, we're lovers. That is that. For nothing will keep us together. We could steal time just for one day. We can be heroes ever and ever. What you say? I wish you could swim like dolphins can swim. Though nothing will keep us together. We can be them forever and ever. Oh, we can be heroes just for one day.
All right. Whew, I feel better.
Yeah.
Heroes just for one day, Eve. Oh, you guys stretch your arms. Roll those shoulders back. If you've been sitting like me all day, you needed that. I feel better. That was good. We needed to move around. So we have 4 more shows. Let me look here. Yeah, we have 4 more shows coming up. So we are up next with Dr. Lisa Thompson, Sacred Soul Love. That's what she's talking about. Ooh, I gotta catch my breath. Whew. At 4 o'clock, we have Aware, Awake, and Ready to Create with Karen Lizone. 5 o'clock, Mary Lydia Ryan with Creative Authenticity. And I would say our headliners of the whole event, 6 p.m., The Awakening Power with Misa Hopkins and Julie Hoyle. It's going to be awesome. Eve, I love you so much.
Love you too, everyone. May you walk in beauty.
Yes, and be heroes.
Yes.
I love everybody. Have a good day. I'll see you in 8 minutes. Bye.
Bye.